What if I told you that your thoughts are literally creating your reality? Not just your emotions or your mindset, but the actual events that unfold in your life. Sounds impossible? Well, what you're about to learn might just change everything you thought you knew about how the world works. We've all heard those feel-good phrases like, change your thoughts, change your life, or your vibe attracts your tribe. But what if these weren't just motivational quotes for Instagram? What if there was actual scientific evidence showing that your beliefs physically shape the world around you? By the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden mechanism behind why some people seem to effortlessly attract success, while others remain stuck in cycles of frustration. And no, it's not just about positive thinking. It goes much deeper than that. Today, we're diving into the mysterious science of belief and reality creation. I'll show you exactly how your deeply held beliefs are silently orchestrating your life experiences, and more importantly, how you can reprogram them to create the reality you actually want. Let's start with something that shook the foundations of science itself, the famous double-slit experiment. In the early 20th century, physicists wanted to determine whether light behaves as a particle or a wave. They set up a simple experiment. Shoot light through two parallel slits and observe the pattern created on the screen behind. What they discovered was mind-blowing. When nobody was watching, light behaved like a wave, creating an interference pattern as if it passed through both slits simultaneously. But when they observed which slit the light went through, it suddenly behaved like a particle, going through just one slit. This stunned the scientific community. The mere act of observation, consciousness itself, was changing how reality behaved at the most fundamental level. As quantum physicist Max Planck put it, I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. Now, what does this have to do with your everyday life? Everything. It suggests that reality isn't a fixed external thing happening to you. It's responsive to consciousness. Your consciousness. Your beliefs aren't just passive ideas floating in your head. They're active forces shaping what appears before you. Think about it like this. Have you ever noticed how some people can walk into a room and immediately make friends, while others struggle to connect no matter how hard they try? Or how certain individuals seem to always get lucky with opportunities while others face constant roadblocks? The difference isn't just personality or circumstance, it's their underlying beliefs about themselves and how the world works. Their internal programming is creating vastly different external experiences. Consider Sarah. She grew up in a household where money was always tight. Her parents constantly argued about finances and repeatedly told her money doesn't grow on trees and rich people are greedy. As an adult, despite being highly talented, Sarah found herself stuck in a cycle of financial struggle. She'd get close to success, then sabotage herself. She'd land great clients who never paid on time. She'd receive unexpected expenses whenever her bank account grew. Her conscious mind wanted abundance, but her subconscious beliefs, formed in childhood, were creating a reality that matched what she deeply believed, that money was scarce and problematic. Now, this isn't just anecdotal. Neuroscience shows us that our brains are constantly filtering the millions of bits of information bombarding our senses every second. We can only consciously process about 40 bits per second, so what determines what gets through? Our beliefs. Your brain literally filters your perception to confirm what you already believe is true. This is why two people can experience the exact same event completely differently. If you believe people are generally good, you'll notice the kindness around you. If you believe the world is dangerous, your brain will highlight every potential threat. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a cellular biologist, discovered that our cells' responses are controlled not by our DNA, but by our perception of the environment. In his groundbreaking work, The Biology of Belief, he demonstrates how our thoughts and beliefs directly influence our biological functioning, even at the cellular level. What's happening is a continuous feedback loop. Your beliefs shape what you notice, which reinforces those beliefs, which then creates behaviors that produce results matching those beliefs. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy happening below your conscious awareness. And it gets even more fascinating. The placebo effect, where patients improve simply because they believe they're receiving effective treatment, isn't just psychological. Research shows measurable physical changes, from increased dopamine production to actual tissue repair, all triggered by belief alone. In one remarkable study at Harvard, hotel housekeepers were told that their daily work constituted excellent exercise that met all recommended guidelines. Despite no changes in their actual work, these housekeepers showed significant improvements in weight, blood pressure, and body fat percentage compared to the control group, simply because they now believed their work was beneficial exercise. Your beliefs even impact your relationships. Psychologists have found that people who believe their partner is ideal for them experience greater relationship satisfaction, regardless of their partner's actual qualities. The belief itself creates the experience of a better relationship. But here's where it gets really interesting, and where most people get tripped up. The beliefs creating your reality aren't primarily your conscious thoughts. They're the deeper, often unconscious convictions formed throughout your life, especially in childhood. These aren't the affirmations you repeat or the goals you set. They're the fundamental assumptions about reality that feel so obviously true to you that you don't even question them. They're the water the fish swims in, not seeing it because it's everywhere. Think about people who repeatedly end up in toxic relationships despite consciously wanting a healthy partnership, or those who sabotage their success whenever they get close to a breakthrough. Their conscious desires are fighting against powerful subconscious programming. So how do you identify these hidden beliefs? The first clue is to look at the patterns in your life, especially the frustrating ones that keep repeating despite your best efforts to change them. If you consistently struggle with money, you likely have limiting beliefs about wealth, success, or your worthiness to receive abundance. If you repeatedly attract partners who don't respect you, you probably have unconscious beliefs about not deserving love or needing to earn affection. Your life is a perfect mirror, reflecting your innermost beliefs back to you, particularly in the areas where you experience the most struggle. Another powerful way to uncover these hidden beliefs is to pay attention to your emotional triggers. When something small sends you into an emotional spiral, it's often activating a core belief. The intensity of your reaction reveals the power of the underlying belief. For example, if a minor criticism from your boss ruins your entire week, you might be operating from a belief that your value depends on perfect performance, or that mistakes make you unworthy. Now for the million-dollar question. If your beliefs are creating your reality, how do you change them to create the reality you actually want? First, understand that we're talking about reprogramming your subconscious mind, not just adopting new conscious thoughts. This is deeper work than just positive thinking, though that's certainly part of it. The subconscious mind works differently than the conscious mind. It learns through repetition, emotion, and authority, particularly before age 7, when we're primarily in theta brainwave states, highly suggestible and absorbing everything as absolute truth. This is why traditional approaches like willpower and motivation often fail. You're trying to override decades of subconscious programming with conscious effort alone, like trying to steer a ship by pushing against the hull from the inside. Instead, you need to access and reprogram the subconscious directly. The most effective methods include meditation and mindfulness, which create the calm, receptive brain states that allow access to subconscious patterns. Visualization with emotion, because the subconscious responds more to feelings than to words. When you vividly imagine your desired reality with genuine emotion, you're speaking the language of the subconscious. Pattern interruption, breaking habitual responses that reinforce old beliefs. When you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, intentionally redirect your focus. Environmental design, surrounding yourself with people, information, and experiences that reinforce your new beliefs rather than your old ones. And perhaps most powerfully, using the moments just before sleep and right after waking, when you're naturally in those suggestible theta states, to implant new beliefs through affirmations, visualization, or guided meditation. The key is consistency. A single meditation won't override decades of programming, just like one workout won't transform your physical health. But daily practice creates new neural pathways that eventually become your default. This isn't about denying reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about recognizing that what you perceive as fixed reality is actually a filtered experience shaped by your beliefs, and then intentionally choosing beliefs that create the experience you want. When you truly understand this, not just intellectually but experientially, everything changes. The victim becomes the creator. The reactor becomes the initiator. What seemed like the way things are reveals itself as just one possibility among infinite options. Remember that quantum physics experiment we started with? The scientific discovery that observation affects reality at the most fundamental level. You are the observer in your life experiment. What you believe, what you focus on, what you expect to see, these are the forces shaping your personal universe. And here's the most liberating part. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with one area of your life. Notice the recurring patterns. Identify the beliefs creating those patterns. Choose new beliefs that would create different results, and then consistently reinforce those new beliefs until they become your reality. So now I want to hear from you. What pattern in your life might be reflecting a limiting belief? And what new belief would you choose to create a different result? Share in the comments below. The act of declaring it publicly can be powerful in beginning the transformation. Remember, your beliefs aren't just thoughts, they're the invisible architecture of your life experience. Choose them wisely and watch as reality reshapes itself to match your new inner world.